Okay. It says that we're live. Hi, everybody. If you're watching the replay, if you are watching currently, you probably can't see me yet, but who knows? I am so excited for this. I've been so excited for like weeks now. So I'm really happy that it's finally here. This is for the third book, which is the final book in the trilogy with Nevada and Rogan. And then which is Wildfire, which Steph is holding up. And then Diamond Fire is a bridge novella. Steph, do you know, do you miss a lot if you don't read it? Like for the setup of the next book?
I don't feel like you do.
No, I
feel like not really.
I think you miss a little bit about Catalina.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's a good transition, right, to Catalina and to like learn more about her.
Right. It felt interesting
also
being ahead of another person.
I can't remember because I haven't gone back to double check with Sapphire Flames. I feel like there's a time jump a little bit between the novella and the books.
Is it like
favorite thing?
No, because I think it's just to do with the House Baylor stuff.
Because
I vaguely remember something like that, and I think this show it shows. I don't know. I'm going to apologize in advance. My brain is not functioning today.
Like, what is her love interest name? Because I've only seen him
Alessandro. Yeah, Alessandro.
He wasn't in here at all, which I was kind of.
He was in the third book.
He was in the third book.
The novella. He wasn't in the bridge novella.
No.
POV.
No.
He didn't show up at all. Like, it mentioned him, but he wasn't
because he wasn't invited to the wedding.
I know, right? Wow.
But why would he be invited to the wedding?
Why would he be invited? No one knows.
Because he's a love interest in the series. That's all of the reasoning that you need.
But we don't know that yet.
No, you do.
Excuse me.
You know that. I know that at the end of book 3. You know that he's the love interest.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm pretty sure Nevada isn't like, my sister's gonna do him. Let's invite him to the wedding.
He shows up on page when he follows her on Instagram. You know.
We know. Also,
we the reader know. Nevada and Rogan don't know.
Doesn't matter. It's for
Rogan knows. He was ready to build him a platform.
That's true.
That's true.
Rogan was like, "Let me help you out," and Nevada was like, "Absolutely not."
He should have just overruled.
And
that
was hilarious.
And I have too much.
And that's because he's been there and done that.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I understand this pain.
Exactly.
Nevada doesn't care.
Nevada does
it's not her life. So she's like, whatever, this weird boy is harassing my sister.
It's kind of payback from all the times that Catalina and oh my gosh, why am I mental blanking on the other sister's name? Just drive her crazy. Yeah.
Is that her name? Why did my brain also the minute you said it, I was like,
listen,
I went to open my mouth and it didn't come out.
In my eyes, I can't just pull it out of thin air at all.
Yeah,
but when they're talking about, I know who they're talking about.
The amount of, and I'm sorry, I'm going to swear, the amount of shit that they hung on Nevada while she was being courted by Mad Rogan.
That was
I feel like it's justified that she's just standing there going,
yeah, she's like, it's your turn.
Yep.
You roasted me the whole time. I'm just going to help yours.
Catalina
your guy find you
18.
Yeah.
She's not
high
school, or she's barely done with high school, I should say.
Yeah, she's graduating.
Arabella
Arabella, thank you.
Arabella,
not
yeah.
Ariella. Arabella.
I knew it was an A.
But I feel like it was like, going back to your question about the novella, I think it's good because it shows how competent Catalina is, because we haven't seen that, because she's always been the younger sister.
Right.
And this time she has to deal with it on her own, because that's a big part of her story arc in the next 3 books.
Right. Because now, am I pulling this out of thin air, or is this a thing? Do her books take place in Italy, away from her family? That's just a thing that I've been thinking for years.
Yeah, it's just a thing that you've been thinking. Apparently,
his family is from Italy.
Yeah,
no,
that's a discussion for the next live show.
For some reason, I've been envisioning this next trilogy, which is her and the Italians.
No, you still get the family.
For some reason, she's just gonna fly to Italy.
She just leaves House Baylor in the dust.
This is what I think it was. I think at the end of the third book, it's like talking about how she's like scared of her magic and stuff. And I feel like I thought that they were like taking her to train her. And that's what was happening. But none of that's true.
Just wait until we get to those books, because there was something that I thought happened at the end of this book.
Hi.
I got confused about.
We haven't even introduced ourselves or anything. have we?
Say hi.
I haven't
know.
read.
We dived right in.
Talking about.
But everyone who's here has been with us for a while, so they know who we are.
I know. I'm just saying, like, we just completely like pushed right into plot.
And
yes, we're breaking all the
much
live stream
for entertaining
club
live.
rules.
Like, who wants to hear about how Meowth Vader does not upload or edit videos? Nobody.
True. We hear it in our group chat. It's fine.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Love you.
We're here for you.
True love. It's me roasting
Anytime
you.
you want to show up.
I'm
Listen.
just here for the live shows.
If I don't roast you, be concerned.
Are we
Fair.
even friends?
I-
We are not.
Exactly.
I am just here for the live shows. I've been here for the live shows for years. Thanks to Steph. It's been years, hasn't it?
I was thinking about it this morning. It's been about a year and a half or longer.
Yeah, like I was like, it's been across
once
two
a month,
houses.
every month.
Yep.
Yes.
It's been like a year since you first asked me about Kate Daniels. In fact, I think it was actually in like April or May.
No, it has to be 2.5 years.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Psy
so,
Changeling.
because I'm like reading book 9. Yeah, I know. You were like
Yeah,
way
like
into
Psy Changeling was hefty, so it's been a
Oh.
bit.
And then I finished it and was like, you know what? A reread sounds great. I
It means
mean,
that for the past 2 years, Steph has heard me every time being like, yeah, I'll upload.
okay.
It's part of your
Megan.
charm.
Megan, shut your ears. Steph, did you actually believe her though? I feel like the answer's no. I don't feel like anybody is like, oh no, for sure this week.
But
this week.
the question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it bother me? If she turns up to the live shows, it's great.
Oh yeah, for sure. Why do we need videos from you when we can just talk about books?
Exactly.
It's not like I wasn't talking to her practically every day in some form of group chat.
Exactly. I'm just here for lives. I'm here to look pretty, give my like weird theories, and then say I'll upload and never do. But I have
guess you
signed.
can now. Moving right along. Does anybody else want to not introduce themselves?
No.
I don't
I'm
feel
good.
like we do.
We're fine. I was just like, we just like dove in. We
Everything's
just-
everything's
They know
in
the
my
drill.
little tag thing.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, they're good.
I know.
Also, you're all tagged in the description because I'm a professional who would never forget to do something like that. So you're
It's
there.
like I'm making things for a dress.
Yes,
course you are.
Stacey's saying
Why
you're
does
here
it
to
look
share your
like an
craft. Make some
eyeball?
progress.
So I'm currently making a dress made of lace. So I'm doing lace swatches right now. I'm currently making lace trim for the sleeves.
Of course you are.
Is it all
You
going
are-
to be?
So much done during the lives. The rest
Thought
of
it'd
it.
be lace.
Maybe it'll be done by the time we get to Ruby Fever.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. It probably
Yeah.
will. It's going pretty fast.
You could wear it for the live.
I could wear it to the live. It'll look very pretty. Or
All right.
I'll give up on it. One of the two.
Well, either or is good. Should we actually start with the beginning of book 3 since we just completely skipped it?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably should talk about book 3.
I read it a
Yes.
while
Yes,
ago.
please.
How does it start? Somebody give me a lifeline.
With
It
Nevada
starts
walking
with-
into Sergeant Teddy on the way home.
I love Sergeant Teddy. He is my favorite character.
The best.
He's so
He's
good.
so cute. And
I love that
funny.
he's a pacifist. So Rogan
Yep.
was like, no one has to fight if they don't want to. And I'm just like, yes.
I like it.
And then Sergeant Teddy
I
gives
completely
hugs.
forgot about Sergeant Teddy, and I was
He's
just like,
I did too. I forgot a lot of book 3.
yeah.
I remember
mixed
the
up a lot
novella
of-
perfectly somehow.
Yeah.
But book 3, I was like, oh yeah, that happens in here. Like I forgot
I
about Rogan's ex.
completely-
Oh, Rogan's ex shows up. In
Oh
the
yeah,
beginning
like
of
the
book
whole
3.
book.
Oh
is
yeah,
her.
she was the worst.
I love how
Not
we forgot
Not
how
the
this whole book
worst,
went.
but casually the worst.
Yet casually the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like she wasn't being particularly malicious, but also just like, no,
she's
go
like
away.
she's a prime and she acts very like save me. I can't do anything for myself.
Fairy save me.
And I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
she very much, I feel like, was not taught to use her powers, though,
Right.
in a way to help
Yeah.
herself.
true.
Like, she's very not empowered.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. She just, like, it didn't even occur to her
Mm-hmm.
to do something.
Also, her husband is trash. Complete and utter trash.
Yes.
100%
The
trash.
part when he comes back on the scene, it was just like, oh, honey, I was so scared I missed you. That was great.
That
When
was
he had
great.
no idea that they knew he was in on it.
But she was
I
just like,
forgot
oh,
about
you
that.
missed me? You missed me? I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
yes.
like, did you? Interesting.
That was like
That's
the one
just,
time
like-
that I really liked her.
I
Well, I
know,
liked
she
her by
got-
the end. I felt like
Listen.
she
Yeah.
became empowered.
I kind of felt bad for her.
I like
Yeah.
when characters like that, whether they're the main character or not, but like you just kind of want to like shake them and be like, can you please
Yeah.
like participate in your own life?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
when they actually get angry, like when they have a scene where they just let the emotion out and they're like, you know what, no, this sucks, and I think that I'm not going to do this anymore. I was kind of, I'm here. I like it.
And I do. I agree with the comment about how Frida was more upset about Nevada taking on the
Yeah.
girls than anyone
Yes.
else.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
I
Oh
love
yeah,
Frida.
yeah. I loved her reaction. She was like, "Have you lost?" Like, she was like, "Damn,
What is wrong with you?"
with your very capable boyfriend." I think that. But also,
Yeah.
I love Nevada's reaction too, where she was like, "Look, if this is enough to break us up, I would significantly rather know now than 3 kids from now."
Yeah.
It's very
Which
true.
I am completely on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed.
I definitely do feel like this did play into it.
I agree too. Yeah, she definitely was avoiding it some, which is why it was so fun when she unleashed it.
Right.
Yeah.
And overwhelmed her.
Also, that would be really
her
difficult
husband.
to constantly feel the disappointment and stuff in people when they
Yeah.
look at you like, no, thank you. I have enough issues on my own.
Yeah, I don't
The-
need that. to
The
add to
loveless
my
marriage
issues.
was like, that made me so sad. I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Has anybody heard of this series? Because
I've
I'm
never
not
heard of it.
familiar.
I've never heard of it.
We'll have to look it up.
I will look it up
I
later.
think we have a lot of Ilona Andrews that we might continue with.
I
So-
bought like the whole Clean Sweep series in case we do that one. So
I know
I
you
love Clean
did.
Sweep.
I liked Clean Sleep.
I liked Clean Sweep a lot.
I've never
read the
read
series.
it. So
I read the first one. Really liked it.
Steph, what's the
really
like
like
more
Maud's book.
sci-fi, shorter ones?
The Edge something.
No, not the Edge. I've read the Edge, the other one. You just like read them recently.
Oh, Faded Blades, the one
Blades?
that's
That's the one.
series. There's
I've never read
there's 3 short stories and novellas, and then Faded Blades is kind of it's kind of novel length. It's a little bit shorter than a standard novel. That one was fun.
We have a lot of material if we decide to
Mm.
continue. I think it would be fun too. Back on the book though. How did you guys feel about the evil grandma plot?
Oh yeah, she did like try to murder Nevada a couple times, right?
It's
Is
just
that in
like,
this one?
Tried to murder Nevada because she wants Nevada. She wants to control Nevada.
She tried to murder people at least twice.
Murder people, not
Mhm.
Nevada.
I thought
She wants
Nevada was the
Nevada.
first.
That
she
is
was
a
trying
truth
to-
seeker prime. She wants her for her house.
I felt like the grandma plot was like kind of annoying, but like it works still. Like we had to clear it. Like it was introduced, obviously, so it's like we have to figure out a solution to close it up still. Yeah.
It's I feel like I think more is done with it in the next set of books.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I've never read the next set. I'm super
Because
pumped.
the grandmother doesn't go away, but I think the way that I think you possibly get better insight because it's to me it was more like this little side plot thing that was going on. It didn't really impact, I don't feel, on anything else. It was more a catalyst for them forming a house.
Did you all get the hint with the conversation with the evil grandma on the epilogue or the very last page or whatever it was?
Yes, but I missed it the first time I read it. That was the thing that got me. Like,
I didn't pay
God
attention.
damn it! How did I miss this the first time I read it?
Yeah, I missed it the first time I read it too, and it surprised me.
I don't remember the hint.
And it
That's fine.
surprised me this time because I remembered what happened later this time. So I knew what was going on. And I read it and I went, how did I miss this the first time?
I definitely got it the first time, but I'd forgotten. And when I read it again, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Speaking of, so at the end of the book, at the end of the third book, we pretty much find out who we think might be Caesar, right? But then I loved in the novella when Kelly was like the culprit, and they were like, no fanfare, nothing, just sorry you lost.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah. I like that.
Because I hated her.
Well, she was kind of the one little thread that was left hanging at the end of the 3 books.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I did like that they
a
were
very good villain. Like, are we gonna fight her for another 3 books? But
yeah, I did like that they were like, we're over her. Like, hey, you're done. Come on, you're out.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of,
And I do like that it was without fanfare.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like that.
exactly. I cannot lie. I'm so confused on the plot of the novella, on like who did what. Like, I'm very confused. Part of it is I could not keep track. My brain noticed nothing about any of the relatives, any of Rogan's relatives, so I wasn't able to keep any of them straight. Like,
Did you read the ebook?
like, I have no idea who you are.
All of his mom's half siblings suck. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had the
I
family
love
tree to
that.
help me.
But could I tell you which ones they were? No, I could not.
Yeah, like the
Also,
only thing
I was
that I
so
took away
confused by the
half
like
siblings suck.
the teen, the like fake boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
what exactly was he plotting? Was he plotting anything? I'm so confused.
Oh, okay. So he was basically like, if we ruin the wedding,
But how was he trying to
then
ruin it?
then Rogan will most likely die.
Yeah, I know how.
alone,
I
and then
know
they
what
get the
he
money.
did. I just.
I mean, they didn't go into their actual plan. They just said they were going to try and ruin the wedding.
Yeah, they just said that
Okay.
they were gonna try to. Yeah.
I just love when Catalina's like, "Hello, let me present to you all of
Yes.
your family."
All
But then
right,
I was
have
so
dug up
confused
a lot
because I
of
was
dirt
like,
on
who
your
are
family.
these people that are stealing from the family? I don't know who you are. Which one are you? You don't know.
I do like that 2 of the people who married into the family had a love child, so he's getting nothing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Is that what happened? See, because
Yes.
I couldn't keep track of the
Yes.
names, so I
So-
didn't
so-
know.
So the 2 of the 3 half siblings,
So
their
two of the
spouses cheated with each other,
and
had
that's who
the
he was.
boy.
And then had a child.
had the fake boyfriend.
Okay.
And then that's what
That was
happened.
like-
And that was the boy.
That
Yeah.
was the fake boyfriend.
I
boy.
got that like he wasn't related and stuff. I was like, I'm not sure how though. I don't know.
Yeah. That's how he was not related. Which I
Okay.
loved that she
Okay.
was like, you're not getting any money anyway.
Right now, I'm gonna
Maury
go-
time, like you are not related. It's great. I loved it.
He was so annoying anyway. So
And
He
then the
was
freaking
very
I just love that the dad just like flew over the table to just like pummel this other dude.
yeah,
And then the whole
yeah.
family, the Ponzi scheme, where they were like, you had one job, watch the money.
Watch the money.
That's it. Sit down, watch the money.
And he said no.
Yeah, he was like, I can make more. And they're like, no, you can't.
She couldn't keep them straight either.
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't tell you which half sibling did what half sibling thing. I just know that all the half siblings suck.
Yep.
And
I
that's
just
like
kept
that's
track
basically the
of
takeaway.
of the fake boyfriend and the cute little cousin. That's all I
Yeah,
kept
was
track
like
of.
all the half siblings suck, and then the cute little cousin is the prime of that generation because they said every generation
Yeah.
has a prime.
Right.
Mm,
And she was like, "Ooh, sparkly pretty thing. I want it for my pony,"
mine.
Right. And
which
also,
was adorable.
I think Stacy's point that Grandma Tabreen or Tatrine or whatever her name is,
Yeah,
gave her Roland vibes. I do feel like
Hmm.
that is
she
accurate.
did.
I don't disagree either.
with slightly less power, obviously, but same idea. And I when the little cousin was introduced, I did not like how the little cousin's mom was like, Catalina's the go girl.
Oh, I
What's
know.
wrong with you
Well,
people?
the whole family basically treated her like she was the servant.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're not getting any redemption from this though. Like, why should I care about any of you people at all?
Yeah.
Even like
I
don't think we were supposed
I
to
do like
care
that
about
Rogan
them,
was
to be
like
honest.
1999
Right.
for a bedazzler.
Yeah. It was cute though.
But I think they were just meant to be a counterpoint to Rogan and his mother, his mother who's just trying to keep the peace because they're family, and Rogan who's just like, nah.
I loved when Catalina
I'm out. You're in charge.
when Catalina was doing her speech and Rogan was just like,
Yep.
the whole time, like he's like, yes.
I love that Rogan and Nevada were just like cheering her on.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Rogan was like, finally. And then Nevada was just like in the corner.
Good job, sis.
It was so cute.
I also
Yeah, I
like
mean, I think the whole purpose of that novella really was just to give us a little peek into Catalina as a character more.
I think it was a good way to like
books.
tie up the loose ends of Nevada while also introducing Catalina. I think it did a good job doing that.
Mhm.
I also like how
And
it
give
didn't
us a wedding.
ruin, Nevada and Rogan for us. Like, it didn't really make them the bad guys
Yeah.
at all. It made them distracted and not the center of attention, but you weren't like annoyed with how they were treating Catalina or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I do love that Arabella was like, you need to tell Nevada that she cannot have blue lilac.
And I love too that Catalina was totally on board, and then she was like, you know what? Screw these people. She can have lilacs if she wants. I do not care if this is like good enough for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yay. I loved it. That was great. And then they were like, Nevada's a bridezilla. And it's like, bruh, you can't have your wedding planner lie to you when they know that you are a human lie detector. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, they're like, hello, yes, this is the prime.
I like that she would walk in the room and they would just stop talking because they're like, shit.
I think it's fun. I think it was kind of to point out that people literally lie all the time. Like, even if you know you wouldn't get away with it, you might have trouble turning it off.
Yeah, actually, that was the interesting thing in the third book when she actually gets to meet other truth seekers and figures out what actually it feels like to for other people, and what they feel when she lies, because she didn't realize that that's what it was.
Yeah,
that little clicking sound or whatever it was that they used to describe. Understand.
That was a really cool point to get to and like learn. Because I did wonder, like, how do you know? What does it feel like?
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of cool powers. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I've mentally blanked on what his name was, but the fact that at the end when he sees the true extent of her abilities and he's like, oh, bye.
Yes, I loved that. Tremaine, her name's Tremaine.
You're right.
Victoria Tremaine.
Right.
Yeah.
And too, I love that, like, I love that Rogan was like, yeah, you can come watch Nevada work, because he knew that once the guy was like, oh, she's more powerful than me, I'm outie.
So much more powerful too.
A lot more.
I also like that Rogan was like, I'm not gonna play fair. Like, I'm not gonna play fair. I want to be with you.
Yeah.
And
also
he was such a I don't know. You definitely weren't rooting for him in any way.
No.
And even the comments that everyone was making, so I mean the whole way through the first 3 books, we know that Nevada's circle work is, not as good as people who've been raised in it. But the fact that she doesn't care and that she's found what works for her and showing up these people who do it perfectly, but she still manages the way that she, like, I've liked her arc of how she's come into her own powers and how she's made it her own, and the idea of the Tremaine circle as well that she did without realizing what it even was, and that freaking the hell out of quite a few people when she did it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I do like that when she was telling what's her face, she's like, yeah, my circles suck. I didn't grow up doing them, but I'm gonna still make my own circles. I'm not gonna have someone else do it for me. I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna practice, and I'm gonna get better.
Yeah.
Because I am a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Yeah, and Rogan doesn't step in, like he never steps in to try and do it for her.
Yeah, I think it's why I like that coupling, because they don't need each other, they want each other, which is very nice.
Yeah.
It's always my favorite for powerful couples.
Yeah.
So I just remembered that when I read the book, I was like, Balasha is a ways away. You should take notes. And I totally did. I wrote down all my thoughts when I was done with the book. So that's helpful.
I didn't take as many notes as I thought I did, but that's possible.
I just blew through the audio like yesterday, and then Diamond Fire this morning, and it was just like, I love these books.
They're so good.
Yeah. I have to say, because on top of Sergeant Teddy, I forgot that Zeus was in this book, because I remembered Zeus was in.
Yes.
Zeus is the big blue cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the beast.
I love him.
I love too how what's the guy's name? That animal
Cornelius?
guy. Yes,
Cornelius?
thank you.
Cornelius.
I love how he was basically just like, I mean, trying to keep us alive because I'm focused on getting this cat right now. So
yes.
Actually, I liked him because it was like the book opened and it was like his first or second day of work, and she's dragged him out into somewhere, and doesn't he have to hit someone with a fry pan?
Yes.
I'm like,
she was like, do you want to use a gun? And he said no. And he goes and he gets a frying pan so that he can like savagely beat people instead. He's like, it just seems more like better,
more appropriate.
Yeah. He's like, it's just better to beat them until the light leaves their eyes rather than shoot them and watch them die. And like, okay, Cornelius is scary.
Yeah,
just a little bit. He seems so unassuming, and that's the best part. That when he gets to be scary,
I'm just like, he's a significant, and he was able to like make a pact with a demon, and his sister's a prime, and I'm just like, how much more powerful is his sister then?
And I like that she was in it more this book as well, and that she was helping at certain points, and seeing, I suppose, the value in her family, because I think that was the point of like she was just so used to running the family that she hadn't really connected with her niece, and Matilda was staying with her, and I'm like,
I liked getting to see them develop their bond.
I think I saw someone say Matilda's like, you get more of her in the next trilogy, right?
Oh, you do? Oh, I love her.
Yeah, because Cornelius and Matilda, they're still part of they still work
agency.
for the agency.
And Catalina's not off in Italy, so we're around though.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, the big thing in this book that the whole thing is driving to is that they become their own house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was the best. I mean, yeah. The way in which they wrapped that up, like, was
oh my
perfect.
gosh. I'm sorry, making Arabella do long division in her monster form.
I love that. I was dying. And they're like, we're good with this. We're gonna be here all day if we don't.
Like, I love they're like Common Core. And I was like, that's hilarious. She was like, can I write an essay instead? No. Math. And she just sighed. I was like, all right, let's do math. She's like on the floor trying to do it. And they're like, okay, we get it. It's wrong, but we get it. You're fine.
Right, exactly.
Because she's only 16, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's
16. It's mentioned a few times that she's like not good at math.
Yeah.
And everyone just when they're like, oh God, they were asking her to do maths.
I just love that they were like, this is the problem with Common Core.
Can you imagine like everything on your life hanging on whether you could do a math problem when you know you cannot do math
I'm
problems?
married to a human calculator. I don't do math anymore. I just look at them and give them numbers, and they spit out an answer.
Isn't it
and it's
amazing
correct.
how
And I'm like, what?
your knowledge?
Oh my
just
God,
goes
yes.
away. It's like I have
in the middle of the long division.
Like I no longer know the multiplication tables. Like I don't know.
The only reason I still know multiplication tables is because we learned them through song when I was in elementary school. which means I constantly am singing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Anytime I have to do like basic 1 through 10 multiplication.
Steph's over here like.
If anyone's wondering why I teach 5-year-olds, this is exactly why.
Yeah.
I don't want to teach anything above grade 2 maths.
That's fair.
I don't.
One of my kids is a math whiz. He's not like insane, right? But like he could like do addition in his head as like a toddler, like simple addition, right? Well, now he's in like 3rd grade, I think. Don't quote me on that. And so like most of the time he can get the answer faster than I can, and it's alarming. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do next year, to be honest with you.
I'm very happy that I'm pretty good at like store math, I guess. Like basic
business math.
Because
but you know what? That's everyday. That's everyday maths that you use all the time. So that's the stuff that you need to be good at. You don't need to be good at the extra.
At long division?
No. My store will clearance things and then like not put it through the system. So I have to do quick math by hand. And I was like, all right, math minutes have prepared me for this. Let's do this. So I'm literally just like $5.85. I need to get $5.85 to $2. How do I do this? And so
I had to work out percentages of some assessment stuff that we did across the school. And I'm like, why are you making me do this? Like, so then I'm like Googling, how do I do this in Google Sheets? Because I don't want to work this out.
That's the thing. All my math I use it all in Sheets or Excel.
Yeah.
I'm
not doing this in my head. How to make Excel do it
I
for
hate
me.
long division.
Yep.
That would be me writing.
Cannot do long division.
I did so well in math until I hit calculus, and calculus just like broke me, and it made me hate math. I used to love math, and no.
See, I did fine in all my math. I can do math. I just don't want to. I just don't do it anymore. I refuse to.
I mean, but like
I worked out very quickly that in high school. I didn't require any of my last year of maths, so I didn't do maths in my last year of high school.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't have to either,
so I didn't. I did calculus in high school. That broke me, but they were like, "Hey, cool, you have 2 more credits than you were supposed to have in math anyway. You don't have to take math senior year." And I was like, "Word!" And they're like, "Your science is also done." And I was like, "Sweet, all electives, baby, except for English."
Yeah. No, I mean, I took calculus in college. It was fine. Business statistics will break your brain.
I love
worse
stats.
than calculus.
I love stats. Like they're like, you can take Cal 1 and 2, or you can take college algebra and stats. And I was like, give me that college algebra and stats, BB. And I got A's in both of them. And then they're like, you have to take science, and I barely passed science.
I think when I did my teaching degree, so I teach primary, but we had to pass a year 10 maths test. I'm like, oh crap, God damn this. I think I had to retake it the first time.
To you?
Oh, they still.
Listen, this is
now they have to do a basic English and maths school, so I know why they do it. But I'm also like, I'm planning on teaching in the early years.
The only thing that I've had to do is percentages in my like daily life. That's it. Just percentages.
Yes. So I sympathized with Arabella. I'm like, no, I'm with you.
But long division, I haven't had to do long division since elementary school. Like
I moved during long division. So I literally cannot do long division. Like I moved during 5th grade. Like halfway through the year, and when I went to the new school, they'd already done it, and they hadn't done it at my old school.
I vividly remember our long division lesson because we did the little long division house, and then all the numbers, and we made a monster out of it. So like all of your like subtraction numbers all the way down made like the monster body, and then you added like a face, arms, and legs. So that's the only thing I remember from it is doing that.
So yes, I'm learning a lot about you, Megan. Visual and auditory.
Yeah, there's like song, and apparently
turn it into art, and she's good.
Yeah. I need creativity in my life, otherwise I get bored, and then I just hate everything.
Fair.
I mean, technically, we already knew that about you, but definitely the memory tricks they fit in. Saying with what I know about you.
The fact that I have to sing my numbers while I like count them on my fingers drives Spouse the engineer insane.
Oh, it wouldn't mean to.
Again, I look at the calculator and I say, "Tell me the math."
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Megan?
Yep.
Just make him do it.
No, because he won't.
Oh.
He'll be like, "You can do it yourself."
Wow.
See, mine will just spit it back out at me.
And I'm
The
like,
way I
you know
would throw
what?
a fit until
That's
he
fair.
never tried that again. I would just. I'm gonna make
I
this
got
worth
lucky.
the trouble,
I got lucky
buddy.
with my school. I went to a school that did a lot of like creative learning as well as like actual stuff. But yeah, no. Also, when I'm bored or like need to fall asleep, instead of counting sheep, I just keep doubling numbers. So I'm like 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, 4 + 4 is 8, 8 and 8 is 16, and I'll just keep going up and up until I get to like the tens of thousands, and then I'm like, all right, time for bed, and like that's how I calm my brain. So it's like 2, 4,
All right.
8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and I'll just keep going in my head.
So you cannot see. I count down from 100 if I can't sleep.
So that's my counting sheet, because I get really bored and then I lose track. If I try to go like 99, 98, 97, I get just counting down. I lose track of time, or I lose track. But if my brain is like focused on doing these numbers, then I like fall asleep doing these numbers. It's weird, but like it works. That, and then bouncing through like musical notes as I listen to classical music is another way.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. A sci-fi short story where the arcane art of doing math longhand is discovered. I want to read this immediately.
I love that.
I need
so
to read
much.
this. This sounds so wild.
It's amazing.
It's the magic of math.
The
If you
magic
remember what
of
it's called, let us know.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, my friend also looked at me weird when I said that I double numbers.
Shut your face. I'm going to snatch
Broke my brain.
Too. Hidden Legacy.
It was all relevant.
Book number 3.
We
Was all of it relevant stuff, or
Yes.
was a small portion of it relevant?
were
It's
all
always
making
relevant.
connections.
Us going on a tangent about the evil.
That's how you make memories.
You told me last
When-
slide. That's all these are is tangents.
It is.
I'm
it
not
is,
going
it
to
is.
remember your math issues 5 years from now. That's not a memory. I'm gonna be like, Megan, who?
I highly doubt you will be like Megan, who, because we'll still be doing these darn live
We'll
shows.
still be reading Ilona.
Y'all will
Andrews.
all have millions of subscribers. I'll just be here vibing, and we'll be doing these vibing shows.
I would die of laughter if we ever like did have so many subscribers, and then you had so many subscribers while still doing absolutely nothing.
Look, bless every single person who subscribes to me still on YouTube, but every time I get a notification that's like, you have a new subscriber and it's not a bot, I am like, I love you, but why? Like, follow me on Instagram. You're more likely to get content. If you want content, you're going to the wrong place.
That's fine. All right, so snatching you back did not work. Let's try again. So, I really thought we got like this reveal that Rogan talks to his mother every week in the 3rd book, because she wasn't mentioned at all. And Nevada's like, I thought you had like no family or didn't talk to them, and he was like, no, talk to my mom.
I love my mom. My mom's the
I love
best.
her. She's the best.
I hate the rest of her family, but I love her.
I also liked in the novella how Catalina described her using her power as looking in the like face or the eyes of the dragon, you know, just like they did with Rogan. I thought that was cool.
It was. I found it very funny because you have Rogan's a loner, and then it's like, no, he talks to his mom
every week.
We're softening this like very hard character. He's like, such a badass, and they just cracked me up. I also thought it was interesting how he didn't tell her that his mom was in a wheelchair at all.
A wheelchair,
right? And also,
and it just like was a thing, and it was casual.
It's interesting too. Like it kind of points out the fact that you go.
Fight.
No. I was just gonna say, because I like that he let her stew in the fact that she was terrified of his mother, and she's so nice. Like she's a version of him, but she's so nice.
Right. And on the one hand, he was like, "You're gonna be fine," but also didn't like tell her anything.
No.
I like
But
to
telling someone
have-
that it's fine and you're going to meet someone who's really important in their life
Right.
without any
Yeah.
context and just you're going to be fine.
it means
Like
nothing
it means nothing.
because you view that person based on how they treat you, and how they treat you
Yeah.
is not how they're going to treat somebody that's trying to come into the family. Like it's
Yeah.
it can be how they treat you, but it's not a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
I also thought that him being a loner and him actually having like a huge support system really behind the scenes just kind of played into the idea that your celebrity persona is not who you are as a person. Like he had a whole life that was outside of the public eye that people simply did not know about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he collects people.
Yes.
He does.
He collects found fat, and he's been doing it the whole way through the book, and we've seen bits and pieces of it. I think we saw more of it, or we saw more of that network of people in this book.
Right.
I still love bugs.
Like we've seen the army when they're in battles, but I think this time we actually saw behind the scenes of that and how they are like a big family living together.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, this scene where Nevada and Rogan are fighting. First of all,
Yes.
good for Nevada for not just staying there
Yeah.
waiting for him. And
Yeah.
second of all, the whole thing, the yelling, the containers stacking up to the window, the whole like, what do you want me to do? And it's like, I want you to do nothing. I want you not to get out of bed and go and help her for no reason. I loved all of it.
I forgot that this happened in this book. I thought that happened in the last book, but I did love that.
Parallels
When
to Catalina's story.
She waited, and then like as she was leaving, every single person in that freaking house was like, "Please don't go. He's gonna get mad. Please
Like,
don't go. He's gonna get mad."
He's gonna be not the most fun to be around.
Nevada knew he was going to be mad when she wasn't there still.
Yeah.
Like, she knew exactly
She
what she
knew,
was doing.
but I just love that all of the like people in the
Yeah.
house were like, "Please don't leave.
Please don't go.
We don't
Every
want to
once you
deal
walk
with this.
past, please don't leave. No, please don't
No,
go.
please don't."
You'll be here soon. Please don't go.
Bug is straight up just like, he's a nightmare when you're not here.
I love Bug. I also loved how not only did he do that, not only was he on Team Nevada, I was like, this bitch can choke and die. I don't care. Like,
Oh, I
I'll
love
choke
that.
her for you
Like,
if you
I'm
want me
not
to.
gonna get your coffee. I'm not your servant. And then he looks at
Exactly.
Nevada and he's like, "Would you like
Nevada,
coffee?"
what do you want?
I think so. I also liked in the novella where he told Catalina, he's like, a hard pass with that dude. He's worthless.
Oh yeah, that guy sucks. Don't date that guy. I love Bugs so much. He's one of my favorite
so
characters.
He's
I
a
love
really
him.
solid side character.
He is.
And he's so well defined. Like you're not you know him.
Yeah.
Yes, you know who he is.
Oh, and then when Leon finds out his like powers, and he's like, "No, it's cool. I don't need to test. I'm gonna be an assassin, dark horse baby." And it's like,
It is
Okay, so-
the epitome of teen boy though.
This
he's
is
a teen
where
boy.
I was concerned in the second book, though, when it talked about how dark horses never turn out well, how they usually end up turning on their handlers, basically, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
So I'm wondering if at some point in adulthood, if he does like go public with his powers.
I hope we get like some Leon Byrne Bug books somewhere
be
in
cool.
there.
I
I
would
know it
accept
won't be for a
it.
bit, but
Do we know if like do we know if the series is done after Ruby Fever?
there's
I'm
Uh,
hoping they do Arabella's books.
Arabella's trilogy, but we don't know if there's anything after that.
I
Okay.
know that Mara read Ruby Fever already, and she said that it is definitely set up where like you can have the next trilogy,
Okay.
but also like all the threads for that trilogy
Yeah.
are nicely
wrapped
tied
up.
in.
Well, that's what I like about their trilogies like this. Like, I feel like they wrap them up well enough that, like, if you didn't want to continue, you don't have to. And if we have a 2-year wait, we're not miserable because it did wrap up.
And
because in the 2-year wait, I'll just reread the books.
as much
That'll be good.
as much as it kind of like feels like a large series, it's still shorter than Kate Daniels,
Mhm.
but
Hey, Daniels is
Yeah.
so long.
That's so
That's
good,
why
though.
I'm still not done with it.
you need to. It's so good.
I know I need to finish it. I will. I'll finish it here after I finish Side Changeling. I will finish Kate Daniels.
Like,
You need
Changeling is
someone to
also
buddy
very
read
long.
The Myth, I volunteer.
Okay. I will message you when I start. I still have to message you when I start Heart of Obsidian because I haven't started it yet still.
Steph
fine.
can literally
It's fine.
read Kate Daniels in a month at the drop of a hat. So she's the perfect person to.
Yeah.
I read it twice last year.
Yes.
Wow.
That's one. Like you can do it all the
My
time.
problem is I was rereading the ones I
Yeah.
already read, so I was bored because I remembered more of the plot than I realized I did.
Yeah.
See, that's why I didn't do that. I was like, nope, I'm just picking up 3 years later, picking up exactly where I left off. Hopefully this is made clear. And it really was. Like, they do a good job, honestly, of if it's been a minute since you read the last book.
Mm-hmm. They do, you're right.
It's not info dumpy, but it's still like, this is who this character is. This is how that works.
Considering how large their casts are in their book, and I normally don't like huge, and I don't like huge casts. I can't keep track of them. But they have huge casts in all of their books. And I know all of them, and I keep track of them, and I know exactly what's going on. And it's very rare for me not to like one of the major side characters or something like that. And I find that really interesting. That's, for me, that's kind of one of the hallmarks of their books, is that I can manage all of that.
And that the side characters are always kind of a found family of sorts as well.
They are. And I do like that about their writing in general. Like, I definitely find myself more engaged with side characters, able to follow better than a lot of books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes in romances, even I'm like, who? What? This is the 50, whatever person that has the same description.
All right. I want to come back to, I know there was a comment. Here we are about the scene when she gets mad with her mom. And this, I think, is where where the kids get kidnapped, right? And then Arabella like helps, and her mom is like, why did nobody stop her? And them being like, she's not a child anymore. It's not our job to control her. She is in control of herself, and if she decides to help, you need to let her, and you need to not blame us for her doing exactly what any of the rest of us would do in the situation. That was, I felt like a good scene, and I also felt like their emotions in it were understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense that the mom was like, what the fuck? And then she's like, no, we have to let her help when she wants to help now.
Yeah, like she's...
Especially as they become a family, and like eventually when she's 18, her records are opened, right? So people will know she's the beast of Clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a given, right?
And it's a good lead in to show that she has a level of control that previous people who've had the same abilities don't.
Yeah. Agreed.
And actually that was very interesting, finding out the family history and why they all have the different abilities later in the book as well from Victoria.
I very much agree with this.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to know how to use your powers in secret, and it's another to just smother them and not have any idea what to do.
Yeah.
Well, and they really, I don't know if their dad had lived, if it would have been better, possibly.
Right.
But with the passing of their dad, I definitely feel like the mom was like, well, we're just going to pretend you guys don't have powers. And not
I think
anything.
Yeah, and I think it was...
Nor did she know how to handle it, necessarily.
Yeah, I think there was a naive sense that they could stay put for as long as they did.
If we just pretend like it's
when
not
Victoria would eventually figure it out. Like they don't have insignificant powers. There was always going to be something that, and you can't. And as they made the point, you cannot run with that many people.
Yeah,
and you can't stay together.
Yeah, because that even when they were confronted, her mom's solution was like, "All right, well, let's pack everyone up and let's hit the road." And she's like, "That's not practical."
Right. Also, I thought it was very interesting when we got to see the motivations behind the New Rome participants. So Olivia watched her daughter trapped in a loveless marriage. Victoria wanted to find her grandchildren and had exhausted all of the paths that were open to her, and she was like, no, I should be able to do more.
Mhm.
So how much of that, while they still, had all these riches and these powers in the current system, there was a specific thing pretty much with people that they loved or something like that, where it's like, okay, no, this I'm not okay with, and I'm willing to like sacrifice everything to see it change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Victoria, and also the fact that like she was like, oh, I knew my son wasn't going to be powerful. It was the fact that like he would have children
Mhm.
with my genes. That was creepy, first of all.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
But then
Well,
also when
We're going to have
revealed-
grandchildren with my genes, the father's
Right.
genes, and the surrogate's genes.
right,
Yeah.
surrogate. Also when she revealed her history of miscarriage, and that might be something that they face in the future because it is a familial issue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which obviously wasn't really an issue for their parents because their mother wasn't the relative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I do kind of wonder if that will end up showing up at any point in
Well,
the future.
and also because Rogan and Nevada keep having the conversation that their kids could have no powers at all.
Right.
They
Yeah,
could
'cause you
cancel
never
each other
know.
out.
Because they've yet to. They never once did the genetic comparison, did they?
Right.
No.
Like the matching thing. So.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
I would be surprised.
Well,
if they-
Rogan was, it doesn't matter. And I think Nevada was like, well, why don't you want to know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it took her a while to understand why he didn't ask.
Right. My notes are not detailed enough. It's like the beast,
That's okay.
the kiss. What kiss? I don't remember.
There are plenty of kisses.
Lots
No,
of
can I
kisses.
say the other?
About?
The other really cute scene, and I'm coming back to Sergeant Teddy, is when all the kids and Sergeant Teddy are in the compound and they're sitting there watching TV and they're all just
No, with
hanging
the
out,
Yes.
eating popcorn in the corner, just all chilling in I'm like, it is like a 5-second scene. You read it and it's done. And I'm like, this is why I come to these books,
Yes.
because you have a little picture in your head. I would give me this as a visual TV show, TV series, miniseries, whatever. I just want to see that scene.
Sergeant
amongst
Teddy's
others.
Lonely Hearts Club Band. Like, yes, please.
It just like it would this book series. I feel like could be a really good adaptation.
I think so. And I think we've got to the
Whether it's
point
like
where-
a movie or like a mini series type thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think, yeah, with the quality of things produced now, like this could be done really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the quality of the source material is there. It's very not attainable, but accessible. Thank
Accessible.
you. It's very accessible, but like it's also fleshed out. Like the side characters are clear. The magic system is clear. The world building is clear. Like you don't really have to guesstimate, what's happening here. But also like it would be easy to know what's going on in the first episode rather than like, okay, we're 8 episodes in and I still am not sure where we're supposed to be going here.
And it'd be easy to film in Houston because Houston's friggin' massive and businessy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, it'd be very easy to
Yes.
film in Houston.
I feel like being a pacifist until you kidnap his kiddos, I feel like that's true though. Like defense of what you love and who you love isn't the same thing as just not being a pacifist.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the car chase in traffic was a very real how a car chase in traffic would actually be.
Yeah.
Which is you're honking trying to go after this car and people are just like, WTF, man, we're all on this highway. It sucks. We know.
Right.
No one can like read your mind that you're going after a truck or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out what the kiss was. Go ahead, Steph.
Oh yeah. No, you go, and then I'll circle back to something.
It's the kiss between Rogan and what's her face when she like kissed him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember what happens after that because
I think I blocked that out of my mind.
Rogan basically, Rogan just straight up turned her down.
Yeah.
Because then she was like, but why? You know that we're good together because we blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, but I don't love you.
I love when Nevada like calls her out. Like, listen, you're just trying to have a backup husband to take care of your kids, and like that's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, when I liked that Rogan said he didn't love her, not in like a way to hurt her so much, and like you will be able to feel that I don't love you for the rest of our lives. We both deserve better than that. Like, not just me, that I don't love you, but like you deserve. And also the fact that Edward was in love with her for years and she had no idea, even though she could feel emotions because she had her powers turned off, basically.
She had some idea because she had mentioned that like the only people that she felt even okay using her powers around were her kids and him.
Yeah, but there was like a specific scene where they were like, you have love and you don't even know it.
That's because she was in denial.
Yeah. Also, Edward killing Brian with the sword.
Yes.
Was great.
Yeah.
All right, so what was your point?
Oh, hang on. No, it was, oh crap. It was something to do with Rogan's mum. Oh, when Rogan's mum asks how they met.
Yes.
And his payback. Nevada just goes, he kidnapped me and chained me up in his basement.
In his basement.
And she's like,
so
what?
Much. And she was like, wait, what happened? Like, she was ready to go kick her son's ass.
I
like,
love that Rogan
what?
And then Rogan deflected. He was like, distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, it's not as bad as it sounds.
It's exactly as bad as it sounds.
Yeah. It is, but he was trying to cover it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a very good point.
Like, just no shame. Have you no shame?
No, she doesn't have any
shame. That woman doesn't have shame.
No.
With us.
I'm trying to think what else I had in my notes.
Oh, Rogan trying to prevent her from being the bait for the constructs. That's all I have for that.
Oh, was the epic battle between the two houses with the Hitman house? Yeah, that was in this one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
With the weather.
What's his name? The conjurer dude, Vincent?
Yeah. Because did you guys read Rogan's POV for Wildfire? It's not super important. It's literally him going to meet the weather mages.
Oh, okay.
And one of them is like his friend from when he was like in elementary school.
Oh.
But like that's all the POV was.
Oh, okay.
But they had come from Africa and they were like well known and respected for not getting involved in house politics. So that was part of their thing with not helping him. They were like, look, this has to be a proven fact that this is not just a house thing, that he is doing things he should not be doing with the weather because we don't do this. And if it turns out that he's doing this, then we will step in. And they did find out. But
the way the weather magic works is really interesting. How they're like, no, they're not creating the weather. They're like changing weather patterns in other places.
Right. Mm-hmm. Which all makes so much sense with like reality, you know?
Yeah.
Like take the rain from here, then it's going to be dry there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to take moisture from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Magic.
Also, in the final battle where she was wearing the $16 million diamond under her t-shirt.
Yes.
I was just going to say, that's what I found. The scene where she finds out how much it's worth and she's like,
I love that scene. And she was just like, I'm going to kill you.
This is like,
and it's like, I don't know where to, and I don't know where to store this. We don't have anywhere to store something that's worth this much money.
Yeah,
right.
And it's in the like portable gun safe.
But and also just like the idea that money doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
No.
Like
he's a billionaire. He's worth like $1.5 billion.
Right. Exactly. So
like at that point, it's not real money. It's
exactly. It's astronomical.
It's unimaginable sums.
Right.
Yes,
It's monopoly money in his mind at this point.
exactly. I do love though that Nevada was like, I don't like want you to pay for the whole wedding.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care. And she's like, but I do. And so they had to like negotiate it. I liked that.
Although I can't lie, I would have been like, you can pay for the whole wedding. I don't care.
Same. I'm like Heather. I'd be like, cool, whatever. You have all this money. We're gonna.
I mean, I would also
Does
be like,
not
cool,
matter.
whatever. But I like that he respected her like want to like
Right.
be in.
I mean, I still do not believe that he didn't or wouldn't buy some ridiculous engagement ring and then also be like, here's a cheaper one you can wear to work.
Yeah.
Just to piss her off.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
Also, like the Kim Kardashian saga. Like, if you have expensive jewelry, you are like, you know, ridiculously expensive jewelry. You are kind of being like, hey, come and steal it. It's right here. Like, enough money for everything.
yeah.
So that would freak me out. That part. Can't lie.
Random, but the poison specialist, I loved her.
Oh,
Yes.
The poison crime.
I think she's in the next set of books at least a little bit.
I hope so.
I remember.
She was great. I do love that she's like, okay, well, go taste the frosting. And they're like, what? She's like, yeah, that's my power. You taste the frosting, you die. Well, it's poison. And I was like, I love her.
I also liked when Maker was like, will it be safe to use? And she was like,
Offended.
yeah, it's gonna be safe to use. I'm a prime. I said you could use it.
Yeah, I do love how offended she was. I also love that she was very morbid in her humor, and everyone was like, can you act sane? And she's like, I was bored just waiting for someone to get poisoned. Let me have some fun.
I love that she was in the gatehouse or whatever for like 2 weeks, just waiting around to see if somebody tried to poison it.
That's the influence of the Rogans, man.
Mm-hmm.
That you could just have a prime chilling with security for 2 weeks on the like off chance that something's poisoned.
Just in case.
Yeah. Just in case. Gotta have a backup plan just in case.
Yep.
I loved watching Catalina just like make them all crack during her like questioning.
Oh, I do love that her siren song is Ba Ba Black Sheep.
Yeah. I just like whatever she picks when she does it because she always chooses something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's the magic of her voice.
It just always cracks me up.
This is the first time that we found out that she has wings that people can't see.
Yes.
And that's how she controls her siren magic. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I forgot about the wings.
Right, so it's like a magical thing. So it's literally her power showing itself because sirens could have wings or be like merfolk, right?
The myth.
And also how she said it was so exhausting to keep them closed all the time.
Yeah.
And also how, and I felt like this was very kind of par for the course for their writing and how they do these things, but how trying to use it in a controlled manner was so exhausting for her at the beginning. And of course, we're going to get a whole trilogy. So we know, like, we're going to see her grow so much with her powers. And then also, she said that she, like, spent all this time working on circles and stuff. And I was like, why you and not Nevada? When have you spent all this time working on circles? But she said
it's because I think the majority of the other people in her family, all of their powers they can use passively. Like Nevada, her power just is constantly working, maybe not to the full extent, but it's always constantly going. Leon's is always going. Burns is always going.
Although,
but hers is one that she
said she would have her wings out and stuff when she was just around family to relax that because it was a strain.
Yeah. But like in public. And also she was the one that had to be kept from school or homeschooled and all of that because she couldn't control it initially.
Right, exactly. And
I find Catalina really interesting.
Catalina, I honestly think is going to be more interesting. That trilogy overall is more interesting than Nevada's in some ways because we are diving into more unique powers.
Yeah,
I feel like,
and it's because I have enjoyed her stories more than Nevada's, but Nevada's has more tropes that I love.
I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited to start it.
Same.
Yeah,
I love Nevada's. Right.
Yeah. I love Nevada's as well.
But I also feel like that was so long ago on their author journey.
Yeah.
I would expect to have a little bit of a level up with Catalina's books.
Yeah, I read the first one and then I stopped because I was like, I'm not waiting forever for book 3. And I do feel like I see Elle Bell's asking if Alessandro lives up to Connor, and I feel like when I read book 1 of Catalina's story, he kind of does. He's different, but he's very fun
different.
hero.
I don't think you can compare them in terms of their personalities because Alessandro is not like Rogan.
Yeah,
but I think in terms of the way that they interact with.
He almost feels like the Raphael to Curran.
Yeah, he reminds me more of Raphael.
Yeah.
From Kate Daniels.
Because like very, very pretty looking and dark and like sexually intense magnetism, that type of thing, versus kind of more rugged.
Yeah.
That kind of seems to be how both Curran and Rogan were described. And Raphael.
But I think like book 1 we get Catalina's and sort of the general public's perception of him because he is a prime and he is well known.
Right.
But
he's a social media star.
Yeah, but then
famous enough to make Catalina delete her Instagram.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I feel like he does. I think Ilona Andrews, they do like such good heroes and like love interests that like he does live up to Connor. They're not the same though. You can't go and
they're not the same. He is what Catalina needs. Like Rogan was what Nevada, what fit with Nevada.
Right. I'm excited.
I loved their scene where she basically made him step across the line. Like, good.
That was good.
And he just brushed it off. Actually, that's the thing that I really like. He just brushed it off, and she doesn't believe that he could do that.
I think she does believe it. I think because everyone's like, he's not displaying symptoms. He's not displaying symptoms. Like you're familiar. Yeah. You're familiar with the symptoms of your magic. But also that being like a lifelong fear that they're not gonna love you for you.
Yeah.
Like I can see that, especially
when also like
she's only 18.
Her whole history of it though is like teachers tried to steal her, nurses tried to steal her, random people in stores would follow. Like
that's tried to steal her at her birth. Like that is wild.
Like that is terrifying.
Absolutely. And we know how childhood trauma can set your relationships and your perceptions of how people are interacting with you for life. So it makes sense that the magical childhood trauma would be the same.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm so excited for you guys to read the next books.
I'm excited. I have to I can't read them immediately because then I'll forget everything. So I'm like,
I'm gonna read them close to the live show, and then I'm hoping we have our hands on Ruby Fever, and I'm hoping that I can read it like right away.
I have my digital arc, so I will be able to read Ruby Fever as soon as we're done.
Yeah, but
I'm hoping our physical arcs come in.
We'll see. With the trilogies, I really do like reading them back to back to back. They're really so consumable like that, and it doesn't feel like too much. Just like,
the one thing I will say, you will I think you'll need to read Ruby Fever reasonably soon after reading the second book in the next trilogy, just from memory.
Okay.
For
So
where it
I'll have
leaves
to
off.
take extensive notes when I read Ruby Fever.
Are we
Maybe.
doing the first two in July and then Ruby Fever in August? Is that what we said we were doing?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think we said
I was-
depending on when we get Ruby Fever, it might be pushed back
Well,
a week.
I don't think I don't think that the
The actual book doesn't come out until like the second to last week or the last week of August.
Ruby Fever comes out August 23rd.
23rd.
which
Yeah.
is a Tuesday, correct? So I was thinking we would have the live show almost a whole week and a half later, still on a Friday night, unless you guys wanted to do a different night. But I don't know, Steph, if you're on a break then or anything. So Friday night, a week and a half.
No, but I can do Friday. I can do your Friday
I
nights.
feel like
It's all good.
The
I feel like,
September
like
2nd.
3 or 4 days later is not really enough time to give people
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
was thinking.
Mm.
with us.
Mhm.
So I was going to do a full week plus.
So you said
Yeah.
September 2nd is that Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next is
so-
a book, the Sapphire and oh my god, brain.
Sapphire Flames and Emerald Blaze.
There you go.
Hang on,
I'm like
tell them up
the
properly.
green one. What was
I
the
was looking at the series today, which I'm looking at right now. And Steph, if you want to tell us, there's 4.1, 4.2, and 5.1. Are we doing those? Are we reading
I've
those?
think
never.
so.
Hang on.
Are they just like one-page freebies online like the last ones?
It's a misunderstanding. Pay me. And the cool
I think it said those were just like deleted scenes. If I
I
remember
think those are just
correctly.
deleted scenes, yeah.
so we can
Yeah,
possibly
we can just read
them
those
or read
on
them.
our own.
Okay, the first one's 13 pages. Second one's 8 pages.
Yeah, so they're just like little.
Third one's 12. So yeah, they're
Okay,
probably just
yeah,
on the
those are-
website.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I will probably read them.
I probably will too.
Yeah. Well, they take place in between Sapphire Flames and Emerald Blaze.
Okay.
Um,
Well, for
And the
pointing
cool
that out,
aunt is after 5.
that should not be an issue for me. Obviously, closer to the time, we can always change it if somebody
yeah,
can't
we'll figure it out.
be there. But
Labor Day weekend does not affect Steph at all.
Yeah.
Does not. It'll be my
That is
second
a,
last
that is
week
a
of term.
U.S. holiday.
If it's a Friday, I can make
But
that
some
work
of us-
easily.
Yes.
that's including everyone.
Mhm.
Okay, so the next books are specifically Sapphire Flames and Emerald Blaze.
Emerald Blaze.
We will be talking about those the third Friday of July on Izzy's channel. Happy
July
Friday.
15th. Same time, 8:30 Eastern. Most likely, I'm thinking 8 or 8:30. We'll figure that out.
The 30 seems to be working better. I think we had shifted the last one to 30 as well. So
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
Makes sense.
That works for me.
And then it'll be like over a month before we meet again to talk about
Correct.
The last
Ruby
one.
Fever.
And then we will all be sad with our book hangovers from Ruby Fever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll announce the next one.
And then we'll figure out the next one.
Yeah, that's a post Ruby Fever issue.
Yes,
That's like a month or two after the hangover leaves us, I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah.
right.
Uh,
It's definitely not a September thing.
Nope.
Does anybody have any other thoughts on books 3 or 3.5?
no, I loved them. They're all 6 stars. Like, this is just an
You know
all-time
what?
favorite series.
Same.
Yeah.
Truly. One thing that I did notice both times reading it was Cornelius saying that Brian was not a good guy because he had his mushrooms growing on his brother's
Yes.
apple tree
Yes.
On the
Oh,
apple
great.
tree.
the entrance.
So
Mhm.
his brother
Yeah.
could feel the tree dying.
I know. I
every
thought that was really
day.
interesting.
I was like, oh, so we hate him.
Yeah. I thought Cornelius being on the investigations was a really interesting perspective.
I do too.
Like we talked
I
about
really
it a little
loved
bit
getting
earlier, the
more
way
of
he
him.
reacted. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him being there. And I do like it reminds me of like Derek and good old what's his face? What's the teen Buddha?
Oh, Ascanio.
Yes, him.
Estanio.
It reminds me of like and Jim and Gustek, how Kate would almost always have like one of them with her for like whatever it
Yeah.
was. It reminds me so much of that, and I like seeing them like cycle through as partners. You know, each experience with them, each outing with them is a little bit different because you have that other person.
Yeah. Like when Nevada took Leon with her to
Yes. The
thing that turned out to be an ambush.
Yeah.
that was like the hospital or something, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was a hospital.
Yeah, it was the hospital.
Yeah,
And he never gets to go with just her, and I thought that was a really nice scene.
And also just Leon finding out about his magic and
That was really nice too. Yeah.
so happy
I'm
for
excited
him.
to
Really
watch
interesting.
the rest of the family grow over the next trilogy, like in their
Same.
powers.
Me too.
Actually, I thought we got a really good explanation of Burns' powers as well, because the son, Brian's son,
Oh yeah, the son had similar
is
powers.
also a Magister Exemplar. They had the same powers. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we keep hearing about what Byrne can do, but to actually have someone who, like part of the entire plot hinged on him displaying his powers in a way that they didn't expect.
Also, his grandma being the only one that understood him, and then they killed her. And I was like, "Oh, don't make me feel bad." No.
No, she was. Well,
Oh no, you poor little man. It's fine. Also, like grandma's treasure or whatever. I was like, ah!
but I like that it was in his
I don't
artwork.
wanna care. It was sad and sweet. It was sad.
Yep.
Really.
Heather doesn't do sad, so it really hits her.
I understand, Heather. I also don't do sad. I don't like emotions.
I know I mentioned this before, but you know the Disney film Onward with the blue elves.
Mhm.
I've never seen it.
My children literally picked it yesterday to see mom cry. You'll
What about you, Peg?
It's so sad. And they're like, it's so
Now I'm
sad.
happy I've never seen it.
Like, no, it's so sad. You don't understand.
No, I'm good. The one with the feelings was enough for me. I'm good.
The people who made it are clearly sociopaths, because who would do that? Like the entire finale, I was just like, what? Why?
Like I cried during Coco. Like I couldn't do Up. I did Up once and never again.
Oh, I'm not doing Up. Literally.
Oh, I love Up.
No.
No.
Nope.
The
Great
opening scenes
film,
of Up,
but-
I was like, we're done here.
I'm not
Up
doing
one.
it. Oh my word. But yeah, the grandma thing made me sad.
It was sad.
Like,
But
oh,
also, why did the grandma never tell the parents that no,
I
your
think
son's not a
she-
dud?
I think that she didn't want them to use him, right? And she also felt that she'd be around to protect him and be there for him.
Yeah, I guess that's
I don't think she had a high opinion of either of his parents. As much as she loved her daughter, she didn't have a high opinion of her.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think she did have a high opinion of her grandson, and she wasn't going to waste his, magic on his parents.
Also, the fact that Brian was totally chill with both of his kids dying because they're like
Oh,
not good enough anyway.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He was the
No.
worst. Like, I was just so
He was
happy
awful.
to see him die.
he met a fitting end.
yeah, no, he was awful. I cannot. Like, well, my daughter's useless because she's an empath and my son's a dud. So, like, kill them all. Let's start again somewhere else. And I'm like, no, that's not okay.
Also, you can really see the ruthlessness of the magic system and the breeding, and how it's just, if your magic isn't useful to me, I don't even care about you as a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Not cool.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't
I think
think
I've
so.
exhausted my notes.
I felt like we did it.
Brian sucks. Tremaine is complex. Nevada and Rogan are OTP. I think that's it. We're good.
Mhm.
Go House Baylor.
Go House Baylor.
Yeah,
I love House Baylor.
I cannot wait for more Arabella.
Mm.
I'm very
Same.
excited for more of her abilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait for more Bug. Freaking
That
love
too.
Bug.
I can't wait for everything.
Yeah. Bring it on. It's going to be very hard holding off picking up these books today.
Also, random. Does anyone else like kind of ship Bug and Burn, or is that just me?
I think it's
That's
just
just
you.
you.
Just me. Sweet. Because I'm like,
I
okay,
feel like they're too
either-
similar.
They have the best bromance.
like I'm chill with that too. I just love them.
Yeah.
I love their interactions
Mm.
together because it just like it turns straight into nerd talk, and I'm just
Right.
like, yes, I love Bug
Right.
and Burn. It doesn't
I
have
just
to be
think
romantic.
that-
I just
I
love
also
Bug
like
and
that
Burn.
they both have their own expertise and they don't like they just go, oh no, that Burn would be better at that and Bug would be better at that. Like it's not
Yeah.
never a competition between the two of them.
I think that's why I love them so much. I ship them now. You're welcome, Bug and Burn. I really want to know. I want Bug's backstory because they say swarmers do it because they're gonna die, but they need the money for something like family wise or
Mhm.
something. I want to know why Bug became a swarmer.
Yeah.
I really hope I find that out sometime.
Stuff.
I don't know if it's in the next 3.
I know, I
Yeah.
don't know.
You don't
Oh, okay.
know.
No, I don't know.
Ignore her.
I agree. I'd like to know the story.
I want to know.
I would too. I am
We might
always.
get it eventually.
Bug and Burn bros for life. I don't care what kind of bros, but they're bros for life. I love them.
I love them too. I love all the peoples.
Yeah.
All the people I hate end up dead, so I love all the people that remain.
All
I'm
right.
glad they kill off people violently. It satisfies me.
Okay. I need to go back to my women loving women romances because that's all I'm reading for this queer readathon that y'all are
Reading
doing.
gay chefs.
I
love
need
that.
to
That's the chef's kiss or whatever one, right?
pick something up.
Yes, I keep seeing it in my bookstore, and
That's a
I'm
graphic
like,
novel, right? Rather
yeah,
than
it's a graphic
Yeah.
novel.
This is a
Although I
graphic novel,
did-
yeah.
We have a buy two get two going on for all of our used books because we're trying to like clear stuff out, and I got the first 3 volumes of Our Teachers Are Dating.
I have the
Gonna
first
go
4
through the
volumes of
manga.
Our Teachers Are Dating.
You do. I sent those to you.
Ooh. Yeah, I want the
Fun,
4th
fun.
one, but the 4th one wasn't used. It was new, so I didn't get that one for
It's a
free.
very
so I got
cute
another book.
series. So
I'm gonna go
enjoy.
through that next. I'm very excited.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna finish
So
Hairpin
I
Curves,
saw,
and then I'm gonna go through those.
The
Oh,
cover
Hairpin
of
Curves is
3 is
good.
just like them naked
I'm
at the
enjoying
top of whatever.
You're just reading my faves this week, apparently.
I mean, like, I
Hairpin
did-
Curves, Our Teachers Are
I did-
Dating.
Yeah, I did. Payback's a Witch. I'm
That's a
reading
fun
Hairpin
one.
Curves. I did Something to Talk About, and I think I had one more before that. Written in the Stars was the first one I read. So
Right.
I'm just going through as many women loving women as I can find and have access to currently on
Yeah, I think
audio.
I've almost done all the ones that I already had because my thing was I was not allowed to buy any more books. I just had to read all of the ones that I already had. So I think I've almost got through all the ones that
That's good.
well,
Yeah,
no, I haven't got
I
through all
just-
the ones that I had, but
I
I
can,
read Sips of Her, which is lesbians.
that
I
was good.
read The Witch's Wolves, which I know Izzy
Yeah,
and stuff at least love,
Mhm.
which is everybody's bi. And then I read the Orcs. Why can I never
Claimed by
remember?
the Orc Prince.
Yes, thank you. Claimed.
Dylan was reading that.
Captured. I was like, it's not captured. I know he was. And I had been on my radar. I remember looking at it.
Did you like it? Because I'm looking at it as a
ago.
potential to pick up.
I did like it.
Cool.
But I also filmed a 10-minute rant today.
I love that so
On
much.
very specific points. I was just like, why did we do this? Because
I'm
I did it
excited.
so much. But I still gave the book 4
What did I
stars.
read?
So like literally everything else about it. But the third act breakup killed me to like a unreasonable point where I was just like, I can't believe you did this to me
That's
at all. But I did really like it. And also
being hospitable is a
it was,
good. Being hospitable is a good short one.
It is. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to find audios because my job lets me audio, but I can't like physical because I have to interact with people. So.
The Being Hospitable is on Scribd on audio.
Is it? Okay, then I have Scribd.
And it's like 3 hours if that.
Sweet. Yeah, I have Scribd. I'll download that tonight then.
Yeah, because that's where I listen to it.
Full letter. Full letter flavor is okay.
By Katrina Jackson, because I still haven't
Neighborly
read
is good.
And then I think I have that Crimes of Passion by Jack Harbin, which will probably be the only non-women loving women that I'm going to read this one because I have it on Audible Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm reading this. I was literally like, I don't have anything for the square, but our author, the guy who wrote this, is gay. So it's like perfect.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Nice.
And my friend sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I have to read this.
I was gonna say steal it. That's a bad thing. I might grab it off the shelf and read it during my break at work. There we go. And then put it back on the shelf.
It's very quick. I mean, I literally only read it for like 20 minutes before the live, and I'm halfway, so.
Yeah. I'll probably take my lunch break because I leave early tomorrow. So instead of eating, I'll just read that.
Yeah.
Solid plan. I like it.
All right, we'll see y'all in July. I'll schedule it probably a week ahead or so at most. Yep. So.
Yes, on Izzy's channel.
Good to remember.
I can't wait. That's gonna be fun.
I won't upload anything till then, but follow me on Instagram.
Proud of you. I should have just linked your Instagram.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I've been posting every day for my store. To the point where our district manager on her own personal account has started following our store account. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but like, it's fine. And I need to post more on my own.
It's a good sign.
Tell them to pay you.
Oh man, they pay me a whopping $9.23 an hour before tax.
Tell them to pay you $9.30 or you cut the Instagram feed.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm like basically the only person who does a lot of jobs. Like they have me doing the job of 3 people, one of which is a management type thing. And I'm just like, hey, can I get more money? And they're like, no, but thanks for asking. And I was like, cool.
Sorry, no can do. That's not my job description.
Welcome to capitalism in the USA.
It's the best.
What are you gonna do? Fire you? No, just don't do
it. But they will cut my hours, which they have done, which is super fun.
That's true.
But it's fine. Life in the USA. But look at how pretty my lace is coming.
So pretty.
It's
gonna be a little armband whenever it reaches 9 inches.
Nice.
That's what she said. All right. Good night. Thank you for watching. It was fun.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Bye.